Hey, astronauts, welcome to the Digital Galaxy Podcast. I'm your pilot, Justin.
And I'm your co pilot, Paul. Buckle up because today in episode 21, we're discussing Google allegedly violating labor laws. The information in this episode comes from NBC New York, Business Insider, CNET, The Washington Examiner, and IRIconsultants.com. So, Justin, can you fill the crew in on why Google is in a hot seat right now with the U.S. National Labor Relations Board?
Absolutely. So, according to NBC New York, quote, the U.S. National Labor Relations Board filed a complaint against Google alleging the company illegally terminated and surveilled employees. The agency also accuses the company of illegally blocking employees from sharing work grievances and information with each other using general tools like calendars, email, and meeting rooms, and an international communicating tool at Google called MemeGen.
Yeah, Lawrence Berland and Catherine Spires were both terminated late last year from Google. The company states that the former employees violated its internal policies. Justin, can you fill the crew in on what exactly they were fired for?
Yeah, so according to Business Insider, Berland was fired for assessing other employees' calendars while organizing efforts to protest Google's work with IRI, an
Mm.
anti union firm. Spires was a security engineer at Google who created a pop up notification that appeared when employees visited the IRI website. The notification told employees they had a right to, quote, participate in protected concerted activities, end quote.
Mhm.
The NLRB claims that both were unlawful terminations.
Yeah, apparently Google has a rule that you can't access, someone else's calendar that works there without a business purpose, if you will. These two employees were attempting to organize a labor union within the company, and Google allegedly fired them both for attempting to organize. Even though the NLRB affirms that workers have the right to speak about and organize in their place of work. So Google was technically spying on their employees and tracking, you know, the activities of people who were kind of discussing the organizing.
Seemingly so. However, a Google spokesperson did have this to say about the complaint so far. Quote, we strongly support the rights of our employees have in the workplace, and open discussion and respectful debate have always been a part of Google's culture. We're proud of that culture and are committed to defending it against attempts by individuals to deliberately undermine it, including by violating security policies and internal systems. End quote.
Yeah, so I'm going to step back a little bit and discuss IRI. We mentioned it, a couple times already in this podcast, and it was kind of the basis of why those two employees were fired. IRI is a consulting firm, and according to their website, they help organizations navigate workplace challenges, improve employee engagement and productivity, manage labor relations, and implement effective communication strategies to achieve their business and advocacy goals. So, Google has been working with IRI to help them with this situation.
The relationship with IRI didn't go over well with employees and ultimately led to the firing of those employees. One of those employees, Lawrence Berland, made a public statement, quote, Google's hiring of IRI is an ambiguous declaration that management will no longer tolerate worker organizing. Management and their union busting cronies wanted to send that message, and the NLRB is now sending their own message. Worker organizing is protected by law, end quote. So he seems a bit fired up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. So Google actually has until December 16th to respond to the complaint from the NLRB, and a court hearing has already been scheduled for April 12th, 2021. So we'll see what happens, if
It'll
anything
definitely
happens.
be interesting to see how that unfolds. Just especially because it seems like such a tight topic,
Yeah,
and
I mean, it looks pretty bad,
I feel like it
um,
could go either direction.
for sure. Um, but in summary, the U.S. National Labor Relations Board has filed a claim against Google alleging that the company has violated labor laws allowing employees to organize and discuss creating a labor union. Two employees were terminated in relation to these claims, and the NLRB claimed that these firings were unlawful. Google has until December 16th to respond to the claim, and the court hearing is set for April of next year.
Alrighty, so that about wraps it up for this episode. Don't forget to follow our channels on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes. You can also find this episode in the written form on our website, digitalgalaxypodcast.com. This episode was created by Forest Social, a social media app where you are in charge of your data and community. Check it out at forestsocial.com. Thanks for coming along on our journey, and we'll see you guys in the next one.